got Delaney open, and Delaney's got it. And now it's a foot race. Nobody's going to catch number 6.
Drop it.
Keep going!
I'm here with Chase Polichik. Chase, what's your number and position?
Number 1, I play wide receiver and safety.
Alrighty, we're going to get to know you. What's your favorite sport to watch?
My favorite, probably college football.
College football?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Who's your favorite teacher in the school?
Mr. Yarch.
Mr. Yarch?
Yeah.
Great guy.
He's a great guy.
Great guy. Would you rather go camping or go to the beach?
I'd rather go to the beach.
The beach?
Yeah.
You like to get tan?
Yeah.
Go in the water?
Go in the water, yeah.
Great time there.
Great time.
If you could switch lives with any of your teammates for a day, who would it be?
I have no idea.
No idea?
Ow.
Why Al?
I have no idea. He just told me to say him.
Just crazy guy?
Crazy guy.
Alrighty. And then, what's your dream vacation?
Probably Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I would love to go there.
Yeah.
Great place. Thank you, Chase.
Yep.
All right, I'm here with Jalen. Jalen, what's your number and position?
Number 6, and I play receiver and cornerback.
All right, we're going to get to know you. So, what artist are you dying to see in concert?
Probably Drake.
Drake, why's that?
I don't know. He's just a good artist.
Seems like a hype concert to go to. All righty. What's your Dunkin' order?
Strawberry dragon fruit, lemonade refresher, and a chocolate frosted donut with sprinkles.
Okay, that's a good order. Very good order. What movie could you watch every day?
Draft day.
Draft Day?
Yeah.
All right. That's a good movie. What's your favorite sport to watch?
Ooh. I'd say probably football, but baseball is a close second.
All right. And what is your favorite Disney character?
I don't really watch Disney movies, so if I had to pick, Woody from Toy Story.
Woody, great character, funny character too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jalen.
Yep.
I'm here with Jagger Delaney. Jagger, what's your position and number?
I play left tackle, number 70.
All righty. So we're going to get to know you, all right? So who was the best coach you ever had?
I'd probably say John Dara.
All right. You get it. You're probably with him every single day,
Yeah,
to be
I am,
honest.
yeah.
So you got to like the guy.
Great coach.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, it's a tough one. I'd probably have to say Gladiator, though.
Gladiator?
I love
Good
Gladiator.
pick. So who's your favorite teacher in the school?
Whew, that's a tough one. It's between a lot of people. It's hard to pick. I'd probably have to say Mrs. Shower, though.
Miss Shower?
Yeah.
Nice lady?
Yes.
I have her this upcoming year. What is your Pepe's order?
Pepe's order? Probably a large Jordan.
It's game time, right here, right now.
Hello and happy Friday to all of you out there, wherever you are and whenever you may be watching. Tonight's WKMC TV broadcast is sponsored by Nestico Brothers Contracting and has the distinct privilege of being the PCN Game of the Week, featuring the visiting Central Mountain Wildcats and Pennsylvania's winningest program, the Mount Carmel Area Red Tornadoes. My name's Jim Lesko. Alongside me is my brother Dan Lesko. Jose Gonzalo, statistician extraordinaire, celebrating his 701st consecutive game tonight. He'll support us from the sidelines, and together, the three of us are coming to you live from Jazz Diminick Field at the iconic Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania. Now, it's a great night for high school football any Friday in the fall, but this one in particular, Dan, we're kind of starting to get a little cool.
Yeah, it's starting to feel more like football weather here, Jim. That is 100% for sure. I almost pulled out a jacket for tonight.
Almost pulled out a jacket. Well, we'll see what these teams pull out on the field tonight. We've got, again, the visiting Central Mountain Wildcats yet to get a notch in the win column this season against the 5-2 Red Tornadoes, whose two losses come by a combined 10 points, including a tough 3-point loss last week at still undefeated AAA powerhouse Danville.
Yeah. I mean, Jim, the Red Tornadoes played one of their sloppier games last week and still only fell by a field goal. Had an opportunity late to put a drive together and just weren't able to string it together. But, the Red Tornadoes, they're going to come out hungry after that one. They know that there were some errors, there were some penalties that were not, unnecessary penalties. I think they're going to be looking to really clean things up tonight and play a clean football game.
And it looks like we'll get to see that Red Tornado offense first, as the Central Mountain Wildcats won the toss and deferred to the second half. So captains on the Wildcat side, that was number 2, Hunter Hoy, 19, Cole Kornman, 26, Cooper Botsworth, and 57, Alex Coakley. Where for the Big Red, it was number 2, Matt Belichick, 24, Luke Blessing, 30, John Morganti, and 66, Gavin Demko.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this Red Tornado offense because, last week we got to see Cooper Caricki get 18 carries for 91 yards. And, I mean, I don't want to those numbers aren't anything to sneeze at, but Cooper was a little bottled up last week. 18 for 91. Usually he touches the ball 18 times. He's approaching that 200-yard mark. So I'm really interested to see what the Red Tornadoes decide to do here. Are they going to, because we did not see a ton from on the other side from Marshall. Marshall was 13 of 17, only 69 yards, no touchdowns last week.
Yeah, the junior signal caller in Marshall had come into last week's game with 6 consecutive games of at least 1 touchdown and 100 yards to start the season, but that streak did end. There's another streak that we'll talk about as the night goes on, but for right now, we're ready to rock here as Micah Carson is going to kick to Kimzel and Kricky deep. This one will be Kricky at about the 15-yard line. Then to get right up in the middle, he's got some red jerseys, he's got some space, and there is a flag on the play as Kricky's going to take this the distance. However, the flag is in the area that you assume goes against the Big Red. As it stands, it's an 85-yard kickoff return touchdown to start the night, but that's going to come way back.
Yeah, I mean, Jim, that's a tremendous return there from Kricky, but you are right. Oh, and that's going to be a personal foul against the Red Tornadoes. I think it was going to be helmet-to-helmet contact.
Oh.
We'll get the official call. I think that was like a preliminary signal. Maybe we'll get the official one there.
Yeah, we'll wait.
It was a little unenthused, it looked like. Here we go. Get the official one before he walks it off.
So we'll see. Gentleman in the white hat will help us sort all this out. It's personal foul. Yep, and that's exactly what that's going to be. Again, you see that kind of those two fists coming together. That's the illegal blindside block penalty.
Okay.
So really,
okay.
that's likely somebody was just facing the wrong way when they made a block.
I think that's what it was. You know, no malicious intent, but it is going to negate points for the Red Tornadoes. So, but we'll get to see this offense now, like you said we were going to.
It's going to move the ball all the way back to about the 13-yard line. And so that's where Marshalik and company will start their evening. And Marshalik's going to throw right away. He's looking for Bailey, and he's got him behind the defense. Now, Portman's going to try to run him down. Can he get him? Bailey's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Mount Carmel.
Wow.
Marshalik, 1 of 1, 87 yards and a touchdown as the Red Tornadoes get out to a 6-0 lead on their first play from scrimmage.
Wow, Jim, the Red Tornadoes did not take very long to get those 6 points back on the board that were negated by the penalty on the kick return touchdown. Al Bailey, just a simple, flag route there. It's a nice, easy corner, little double move there. He shook his defender, got behind the defense. There was nobody left. And Marshalik put it on him. And all that was left to do was for Al Bailey to win the race to the end zone. When it doesn't matter how big you are, right? I know this personally. When you got that goal line in front of you and nobody else, you find that extra gear.
Shoppy's kick is up and good. So Shoppy will also improve to 23 of 26 on the season for extra points. And there you go, Dan, to Dan's point.
You were right, Jim. Corman was given chase, but once Al Bailey saw the goal line, there was nobody that was going to catch him. Nobody. Find that extra gear. Check once or twice, just like Santa Claus checking his list there. You check once or twice to make sure nobody's gaining on you, and you just cruise into the end zone there. Really nice pitch and catch there. Great way to start the game off for the Red Tornado offense.
And a great way to keep up with PCN and Pennsylvania sports is on social media. You can follow PCN on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. So make sure you're following PCN on all those platforms. And so just as quickly as we saw the Red Tornado offense, we'll get a look at the Central Mountain offense.
Yeah.
And that offense will be led by the senior quarterback, Isaiah Maldonado. Maldonado completed 73% of his passes last week in a loss at Montoursville. So we'll see what the Wildcats have in store for the Big Red.
Yeah, we'll also get a chance to see Jake Weaver, leading rusher, who rushed for 100. 23 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown last week against Montoursville. So be curious to see.
Shoppy kicks off for the Red Tornadoes here. Going to be taken around the 24 by McDermott. He's going to get off the right side. He takes a shot. Morganti slows him up, but it looks like Lukuski's going to finish it off, and it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good job there by Morganti coming from the inside there, chasing him down and kind of gave him a little bump right into the chest of Lukuski, and Lukuski finishes off the tackle there. That's pretty decent starting field position here for the Wildcats, so we'll get to see. Now the Wildcats, they do a lot of different kind of things on offense. You'll see them in the spread. You'll also see them in like a pro eye set, so they run multiple sets. But either way, they're going to be looking to get the ball into the hands of number 3, Jake Weaver.
Weaver to Maldonado's right. It's number 5, Masorti coming in motion. Number 26, Batorf is going to go across the other way. Maldonado to Weaver, and Weaver's going to be met immediately by the freshman sensation, Jason Clokus.
Yeah, Clokus did a great job. Again, that's just a clear read for Clokus. He's the free rusher, comes through the middle. That's kind of a run blitz, and just a well-designed play defensively to get Clokus into the backfield free, and he was able to wrap up Weaver.
Clokus, the freshman, is the second leading tackler for the Red Tornadoes. 62 tackles through the first 7 games of the year, including 9 last week at Danville. We're going to get a stoppage here. Not sure what the officials are indicating, because they're going to send, looks like 23 Heverly off. He'll be replaced by Masorti. Not entirely sure why.
Yeah, it must have been I don't know.
Maldonado, he's going to hand it to Weaver again, and there's nowhere to go. This time it's the senior Matt Belichick on the stop.
Yeah, really nice job there by Belichick coming from that defensive end / outside linebacker spot, however you want to call it. You're the outside contain guy. He does a good job reading, squeezing down, and making the tackle there.
So it'll be 3rd and about 15 for the Wildcats. We'll see if Maldonado puts it in the air. He's going to come out. Single receiver to the left. It's going to be Seltzer. Looks like Masorti and Brungard to the right.
Seltzer
and
be
he will
where
throw.
My eyes are looking.
And he's looking for him, and it's a good ball, just a little deep. Good coverage by Lukuski. And the Red Tornadoes defense will get off the field as Wildcats will punt.
Yeah, and Seltzer's the leading receiver for the Wildcats. 10 catches, 241 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So a lot of the times, if they're dropping back, you see him in the single receiver area. That's because they're trying to get him in one-on-one coverage. But that time, Lukuski in really good coverage, and the ball just a little too long.
Delaney and Morganti await the punt. It's going to be off the side of the foot of number 19, Cole Corman. And so when the Red Tornado offense step back on the field, they're going to have pretty good field position at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, again, another, that's not great starting field position for the Red Tornadoes' first offensive drive, but it didn't seem to matter much to them. They still dropped back and put it in the air for a long touchdown. So we'll see what they decide to do here in much better field position to start the second drive. They're going to put the ball on the ground right away to start off, or if they're going to go back to the air raid offense here.
Belichick and Delaney in kind of a staggered stack to the right. Delaney comes in motion behind Marshall, but it's Kricky up the middle. He'll pick up a few. Good stop there by the Wildcats. Looks like number 56, Devin Rhodes, on the stop.
Yeah, we'll see. That's the Red Tornadoes. Normally they use those inside runs to Kricky. If Kricky stays inside, that's kind of just to soften things up. He likes to really get out to the boundary and use his speed.
Adams, a single receiver to the left, but it's Kricky again to the left. And he's going to be dropped in the backfield. A nice play by Corman. Again, Corman comes in tonight as the leading tackler on that Wildcat defense, and early on, it's easy to see why.
Yeah, that's a great play by Corman. Corman coming from that inside linebacker spot, flows with the play. And again, I mentioned it, and I'm sure you can see it on film. Kricky likes to bounce that outside when he can because he's got that blazing speed. Corman was ready for that bounce, made the tackle in the backfield.
Marshall trying to hit Adams on a stop route. A little miscommunication there. It'll fall incomplete. And now on 4th and 8 from just on the positive side of midfield. Looks like the Red Tornadoes will keep the offense out there.
Yeah, no thought to go to the punt here for the Red Tornadoes. So we'll see what they decide to do. You're right. That was a quick stop route there. I think the ball came out just a little bit earlier than Adams had anticipated. So we'll see maybe Jalen Delaney on a wheel route.
You have a good possession receiver in Belichick as well here. Marshalk's going to go across the middle. He's had Bailey send it a little high. He was under pressure from Brungard, and so the defense of the Wildcats holds tough, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, good field position here for the Wildcats to get started. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to the air. It looked like they had something. A really nice ball from Maldonado. Seltzer got a step on his defender. You'd like to see if they go back to that.
So as they break the huddle again, it'll be Seltzer, single receiver set. Closest to us is Brungard, and it looks like Heverly. Heverly in motion. They're going to fake it to him and give it to Weaver, but there's nowhere to go for Weaver again. You see Clokus is going to get off that bottom of that pile, Chase Belichick, as well as number 70, Jagger Delaney.
Yeah, Delaney does a really good job there, defeating his block on the defensive line and just kind of sitting down right there about 2 yards in the backfield, right where the play ended.
Again, that interior defensive line for the Big Red is going to be Shimko, Karicki, and Jagger Delaney. And then you'll see how the Red Tornadoes operate otherwise with Belichick and Keegan Brown as the defensive ends. Maldonado's going to take it on a sweep to the right. He's going to pick up a few yards, but he's going to be tripped up by number 29, Ben Miller, his first tackle of the night.
Yeah, Miller, the Red Tornadoes' leading tackler coming into the night. Those 2 inside linebackers, and that's exactly what you want. You want your 2 inside linebackers to be your leading tacklers. That means the defensive line's doing their job, and you're doing your job as a linebacker, not allowing those guys in the secondary to be the leading tacklers. So, but Miller does a really good job kind of knifing through. He gets over top of a block and just gets enough of Maldonado to trip him up there.
So 2 split out way wide for Maldonado. He's going to roll that way. He's under pressure immediately from Miller. Finished off by Brown. And it looked like Karicki came in for good measure.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4th down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, there was a lot of Red Tornadoes at the ball there. Miller timed his blitz up perfectly coming from the inside. He came through untouched. You see it here. Miller's first, Keegan Brown's second. You also get Clokus and Karicki in there, so everybody's getting parts.
Corman's punt's going to go off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Mount Carmel from there. And hey, are you enjoying this game? If you are, get more Pennsylvania sports with PCN Select. Stream PIAA championship games, sports profiles, and more on demand now with PCN Select.
Yeah, we'll see what the Red Tornadoes decide to do here. Incompletions on 3rd and 4th down. Looked like miscommunications on both. You know what I mean? It looked like Marshalik was looking in a few different places. And we're going to see number 24, Luke Blessing, in the backfield here for the Red Tornadoes.
Bailey and Blessing will flip to the right, and it's going to be a handoff to Blessing off the right side. And there he goes. He'll have a 1st down and a little bit more. He'll pick up about a dozen on his first carry of the night. And, Dan, how great is it to see Blessing out there tonight? On senior night, no less.
It's wonderful. And every time you get to see him, we've talked about how much of an impact he had. 1,200 rushing yards last year. And, you see him go down in week 1 against North Schuylkill. And, he's worked so hard to get back to be able to do this. Suited up last week against Danville. Now finally back out here on the field. It's good to see him back in the backfield.
This time it'll be the play fake. Marshalk's going to go up top. He's looking for Delaney, and Delaney comes back and catches it.
Wow.
The ball was a little bit underthrown. Delaney came back and took it away from the defender, and it's 1st and 10, Mount Carmel at the 11.
And that's great ball skills there by Delaney. He was able to stop and come over top of the defender deep down the field. Now this is, Jim, this is Luke Blessing territory down here. You get in the red zone.
Yeah.
I was excited to see. Be nice to see number 24 cross that goal line.
Again, Dan mentioned lost Blessing in the first half of week 1. He came back. And it is Blessing off the right side. going to be stopped just short, but he came back in week 5, I believe. That is up in Montoursville.
Yes.
Had 2 carries for 25 yards, but re-aggravated whatever injury he's working through there. So it's great to see him back here now. Picks up 9. So he's got 2 carries for 21 yards in his return to the lineup. And it'll be 3 carries for 22 and a touchdown. 13-0 Mount Carmel, and a 1-yard plunge from Luke Blessing.
And yeah, you love seeing that. Red Tornadoes, for one, obviously getting points on the board is always great. 2, being able to get 24 back in the ball game. See him come off the field. You know, he's excited about it. He's more relieved, I think, than anything else. You kind of see that look he gave to the coaching staff there. He's more relieved. He's just happy to be out there moving around again the way that he knows how and doing his thing.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. And it's 14-0 here at the Silver Bowl, just beyond the midway point of the first quarter, 5:42 left. Now, if you happen to find yourself in Mount Carmel, up this way, especially on a Thursday night, you want to make your way to Matucci's Cafe. We have Supper Club, right? We like to talk about Supper Club. It's always a good time at Supper Club. It's held, again, Thursday evenings at Matucci's. The official start time is 6:30, but you don't want to wait that long. The crowds have been great. I'm told last night there wasn't anywhere to sit. It was huge. And remember, Bob Mulo was there last night. At Supper Club. The doors open at 5:45, and again, it's been a tremendous turnout. So you want to get there as early as you can to get a seat. Typically, it features current members of the football team, the cheerleaders, the band, the TV studio. All those folks like to get recognized by Supper Club, and they usually have a special alumni from MCA's past. This coming week, so 6 nights from tonight, it'll be Mount Carmel grad Paul Szymanski. Paul's an 1980 grad of Mount Carmel, where he played football under Jazz Diminick, and then upon graduation, he attended University of Virginia on a full football scholarship.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, but don't let it fool you and think Paul's a one-trick pony. Paul also had 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds at Mount Carmel.
Oh, wow.
So Paul did a little bit of everything. So make sure you're there next Thursday night at Matucci's to listen to Paul as we get a return here from the Wildcats. We run out of bounds by Morganti and Lukuski.
Again.
Yeah, but the other thing you can do at Supper Club is you can buy your raffle tickets for that game-worn signed Travis Kelce jersey provided by, again, one of Mount Carmel's favorite sons, Kansas City Chiefs general manager Brett Veach. So Supper Club, be there 5:45. Thursday nights at Matucci, starts at 6:30. See Paul Szymanski, buy some raffle tickets.
Good friends, good food, good fun there at Matucci's at Supper Club. It's always a good time. Food's always phenomenal, and yeah, it is one of the greatest Red Tornado traditions that I can think of.
Maldonado back. Seltzer comes in motion, bumps in a little bit. Maldonado's going to throw, and he's got Seltzer. A good throw. It's going to be Belichick and Lukuski on the stop, but not before he picks up a first down, and there's a flag that I believe is going to go against the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think so, Jim.
So we'll let the officials tell us for certain, but it seemed that way to us. So it's a personal foul against the Red Tornadoes.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've been wrong before. We'll be wrong again. Oh, excuse me. Personal foul against the Wildcats. Okay. Official corrected himself. All right. So
it's a dead ball penalty, so it's still going to be a first down for the Wildcats, but it's going to be a first down back around the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it'll be pretty close.
Yeah, we'll have to see where they officially set it.
So looks like they're going to walk it off from the 39. So it should be around the 24-yard line.
Yeah, so a little bit ahead of where they started their drive, but not much.
Official just signal again to the clock operator and the scoreboard that it is indeed a first down, because as Dan pointed out, it was a dead ball foul after the fact. Brungard comes in motion. And they're actually, it's a Wildcat to Corman. There's all kinds of flags, left, right, and center. Corman's going to take a shot. The official popped up as well as he got caught in the frickus.
Yeah. Belichick and Morgani, Chase Belichick and Morgani are the ones that eventually pushed Corman out. But I believe there was a hold right at the point of contact there, right where Corman came across the line of scrimmage. So I think that's going to be negated. We'll get the official call here.
So we've got to go back also and kind of re-adjudicate what happened previously, because I'm not sure how the personal foul was kind of called, but it was not a first down. So that was actually 2nd and 10. And now we're going to go 10 yards back from there, so it's going to be 2nd and 20.
Oh.
So I'm not exactly sure what we had there. It'll be 2nd and 20.
Interesting.
And now you'll see a Wildcat formation. The Wildcats will stay in the Wildcat.
I'll have to say that I was wrong there, Jim, because it appeared to me that the official signaled dead ball personal foul when he called it out, but obviously I was mistaken.
So Corman and Weaver in the backfield. You see Maldonado is split out way to the field side. Brungard goes in motion. And it's Corman off the left side. He'll get a block from Weaver, but he's going to run into Karicki.
Yeah.
Who's going to stop him in his tracks at the 14-yard line for maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, Karicki and Miller came in there and just stuck Corman at the line of scrimmage there. Really nice job there. The Red Tornado defense kind of flowing with that play.
Now we're going to have another stoppage here. I didn't see a flag.
No, we saw the sideline official here on the Red Tornado side signal an official timeout for this conversation. Not sure what's going to come of it. We'll see.
We've seen a lot of that this season, official conversations, which we appreciate. We want to make sure you get it right, whatever's going on.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to make sure everybody's on the same page. I think that's definitely the right thing for them to do is, take the time, have these conversations, make sure that everything's on the up and up, as they always do.
See.
Okay, so now they switch it back to 2nd down. And it was a dead ball penalty.
Okay, so that's what we've done now. We've updated. So it is not 3rd and 20. It is 2nd and 20. So again, we're going to go back to the initial personal foul that, again, as Dan called out, seemed to be a dead ball foul after the first down had already been achieved by the offense. We expected that play to be first down, but again, they indicated 2nd and continued as such. So now we'll have what seems to be our second down of this series. A little confusion there for the Wildcats, like a delayed start, but now we'll have 3rd down.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you see the quarterback get the ball and the whole offensive line is still down in their stance. It's interesting to see that.
Maldonado was a little surprised.
Yeah, I think everybody was. But Maldonado does the right thing. I don't know if that was going to be a designed quarterback keeper, but he kind of just tucked it and ran and tried not to lose anything.
Right.
Did a good job of that.
So now it's 3rd and 21. Again, it looks like it's going to be Brungard and Masorti, but there's a timeout.
First timeout of the half.
Central Mountain before that, and as we said, this is the PCN game of the week. There's more high school football games coming your way Sunday as Cumberland Valley visits Harrisburg. You can watch on PCN or stream the game with PCN Select this Sunday at noon. So as grateful as we are to be the PCN game of the week, we certainly appreciate that. It's always a cool thing we get to do.
Yeah.
It's worth noting, again, we get to do this. And this is, the WKMC TV broadcast. We do this every Friday night here during the season. And this is courtesy of, again, the WKMC TV studio out of the Mount Carmel Area School District. It is a student-run TV studio. I can't stress that enough. The awesome visuals you're getting tonight, the graphics, the replays, all of this is thanks to Mount Carmel area high school and junior high students.
Yes.
We'll talk about just who they are in just a little bit, but again, it's important to note this is a student-run production tonight with the assistance of the great folks from PCN. All right, so we got a reset here. 14-0 Mount Carmel, 3:53 left in the opening quarter here at the Silver Bowl. It's 3rd and 21 for the Wildcats on their own 13. Maldonado to throw. He's under pressure immediately. He's got to escape the pocket to his left, and Clovis does a good job of running him out of bounds. He won't get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down, and you expect to see Corman punt again. But it does look like there's a Red Tornado down on the far sideline. I believe it's Clovis.
Yeah, it is Clovis, but he did just sort of pop up, and hopefully that's good news for the Red Tornadoes.
Trying to find. He's still on the ground being tended to by the staff. So again, we mentioned this being a student-run TV studio as Clovis is up and he comes off the field. The director tonight is Hannah Forspring. Replay is Alex Trefsker. Graphics are Isabella Jack Cook. Coach's tape, Dominic Paracella. The field cam is Lucas Lubinsky and Dexter Hine. The press box cam is Cole Kornaski. Your main cam tonight is courtesy of Gavin Lebeski. Sideline photos are Ava Scavery. And the sideline photos and reporter, who will hopefully meet at halftime, is Alyssa Trefsker. So again, just all students all the time here at Mount Carmel. Corman to punt. Delaney and Morganti back deep. No rush from Mount Carmel. It's a low liner. It's going to bounce, and it's going to sneak by Morganti. We'll see if he picks it up or lets it go. He'll get it on a hop. Now he's got some space. He makes one man miss. Now he's got the edge. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Morganti's got a wall. He's got to cut inside. He does.
He makes a great...
He gets a great block, reads it well, and Morganti's going to return that about 70 yards.
Jim, I think that great block there was Belichick. I don't want to be wrong on that one. Hopefully we get another look at it, but I think that was number 2, Matt Belichick, out in front there, and he made it easy for Morganti. He said, I'm going to block this guy, you make this guy miss, and then we're going to have a party in the end zone, and that's exactly what happened. Belichick throws the nice block after after Morganti makes the first couple guys miss. Morganti makes the last one miss, and then just wins the race to the end zone.
We've talked about it a few times already this season. Tonight's another good opportunity. We reference Morganti as Johnny on the spot. He's always around the football, and anytime he has something good happens for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And he's for not being a guy that gets an opportunity to carry the football a whole lot. Morganti's got great vision.
Yeah,
great vision. Just seeing seeing his way to the Red Tornado sideline here, where his wall was set up of blockers. It wasn't an easy route there.
No, and there's something about these Mount Carmel returns, whether they're punt returns or even on the kickoff stand, where I've noticed they do such a great job of setting up that wall.
Yeah.
That you almost see, like in that case, Morganti gets the ball on the far hash.
Yeah.
And he's surrounded by white jerseys. And then he makes one guy miss.
Yep. And
gets to the edge, and then it's a wall of red.
Yeah, yeah. It's very well set up. They do a great job, and at that point, it's on the returner to get to the wall. And once you're there, should be smooth sailing the rest of the way. So Morganti does a good job making the guys miss that he needed to, and then just relied on his blockers to take him to the promised land.
So it's 21-0 now as Shoppy had drilled that extra point through. Got 3:25 left in the first quarter at the Silver Bowl. And again, we talked about it. Aren't too many high school facilities in Pennsylvania I'd consider more iconic than the Silver Bowl here in Mount Carmel. Again, we mentioned it, home of Pennsylvania's winningest program. 904 wins, 7th in the nation. Picked up win number 900 in week 2 this year. Again, first program in the state to do that.
A nice boot from Shoppy.
Shoppy's kick is taking it to about the 5. Turned his Heverly, had a little problem with it on the reception. He's going to get out to, we're going to say about the 21, 22-yard line to start the drive from there.
Credit to Lukuski down there. He had a blocker coming at him full speed. He took him on, shed him, actually threw him to the ground, and was able to maintain that contain and got in there on the tackle. So great job there by Lukuski on that kickoff.
Going to be same look from the Wildcats. Maldonado brings Heverly in motion. He's going to give it to him this time. He's going to try to get the edge. And he has it a little bit. He's got a little more. He runs into Kricky, Clokus, and I believe that's going to be Belichick getting up off the bottom. I do think with maybe the benefit of a little bit of a jersey grab in the backfield there, Dan.
Yeah, it appeared so, but either way, Red Tornadoes did a really good job rallying there and made a nice stop there along that sideline. And now it's the second and 4 here for the Wildcats. Moving in the right direction to start this drive.
4 wide for Maldonado. He's going to give it to Corman. Pick up maybe a yard. I'm going to give him 2. It'll be 3rd and a long 1. See some changes there. Maldonado's going to come to the sideline. Thought for a second he was just getting the play, then he stepped a little further off.
Yeah.
So it'll be the Wildcat. Corman off the left side, and he's not going to have the first down.
No, he's not.
Kuricky blew it up along with, it looks like, Delaney, Jagger Delaney, and so the Wildcats brought in the beef on 3rd and a yard.
And I'm curious to see if they leave it in there.
Looks like they will.
Yeah, you're going to stop us once, you're going to have to stop us twice now. But this could spell disaster if the Red Tornadoes are able to get a stop here.
And again, it's Corman. He's going to be the deep man taking the snap, and the goal is to pick up a yard. And he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And that is 110% on the guy on the very bottom of that pile. I think it's going to be Delaney again, who got to him first, and the rest of the red jerseys came and cleaned it up.
Yeah, that's just a great job all around by the Red Tornado defense in front. They knew that was a strength on strength play on 3rd and 4th down there, and the Red Tornadoes said, we're stronger.
The one thing, Dan, last week, even in a loss, if you saw some of the comments from Coach Derry, he was really impressed by how physical his team was against Danville.
Yeah.
And they're certainly showing that again tonight. It'll be Kricky in the backfield now with Marshall. He'll hop from his right to his left. Delaney and Adams to the left, but it'll be Kricky. Kricky's going to go right into the teeth of that defense. When the play ends, he'll still be on his feet, but forward progress has been stopped.
Yeah, it looked
Pick
like
up about 4.
Looked like Corman was the first one that he ran into there that stopped him in his tracks. We'll see what the Red Tornadoes opt to do here. 2nd and medium.
Minute 20 left in the first quarter. Marshalk's going to throw, and he's looking. He's going to go to the end zone for Belichick, and Belichick's got it. Touchdown. The defender never got his head around, couldn't locate the football, and Belichick made a great play, and it's 26 nothing. No, 27
yeah.
nothing Mount Carmel.
Yeah, and due to the defender never getting his head around, Belichick just had a pretty easy route to the ball there. Marshalik threw it a little offline, but as Belichick was kind of in his back pedal, he just took a step to his right, lost the defender enough, and caught that ball with the defender still kind of in his chest. It's a really nice job reeling that football in there by Belichick and getting himself a touchdown.
Joppy's good again, and it's 28-0 Mount Carmel. I think while we have him in here, Dan, another thing I want to make sure we do is want to give a big shout out and wish of luck to the Mount Carmel area varsity cross country team. The boys and the girls are going to the league's meet tomorrow. So best of luck tomorrow, Coach.
Yeah, best of luck.
So there's a lot of cool things. I think we talk about this a lot, Dan. A lot of cool things go on here at the Silver Bowl. And I would just encourage you, again, I know this is one of the rare opportunities we have. I think with our broadcast that we typically do on Friday nights, we're able to reach everybody that knows about us, wherever you are, again, the magic of the internet, right? But with these PCN games of the week, which are super cool, we have the opportunity to reach out and touch a different audience.
Yeah.
And so I would just ask each and every one of you out there, find your way to Mount Carmel on a Friday night in the fall. I would encourage coming here. You can't. This is a one-of-a-kind experience here.
You're not going to find a better atmosphere to be a spectator as these kids on the field, being one formerly to play. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a better atmosphere to play or watch football in on a Friday night in the fall.
Be Heverly from the 7. He's going to try to cut across the field, but Michael Kimsel lives there, and you're not going to get past him. Good stop by Kimsel. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats at the 20.
It's a great job there by Kimsel, shutting down the outside over there and making that tackle. Jim, just a quick update. I know there's some games around the area we wanted to keep an eye on. Currently, the Shamokin Indians lead Lewisburg Green Dragons 10-3 in the second quarter.
Okay, folks.
So that's two 7-0 undefeated teams there. So that's definitely a good game. Danville currently leads Loyal Sox 7-0. We'll get more later.
Maldonado's going to roll to his right and throw. He's got a float out. He's looking for Seltzer over his head. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. And so to Dan's point, so again, the Shamokin Indians are 7-0 right now. They also happen to be Mount Carmel's, I don't want to say arch rival. That sounds like we're superheroes. But it's a rival.
Yes.
It's #1 rivalry. It's called the annual Coal Bucket Game. It's been played 130 times. It's a tremendous number of times played. And the Big Red have won the Coal Bucket Game for, is it 20?
I think it's 28.
28 consecutive?
It's
been quite a while.
It's a long time.
It's one of the best rivalry games in the state of Pennsylvania as the handoff goes to Weaver, and he's met by Miller. It's one of the best rivalry games in the state.
Yeah.
And it is going to be right here in 2 weeks. So I'm telling you guys, if you have the opportunity, find your way to the Silver Bowl in 2 weeks for what will be one heck of a football game.
Yeah, and again, as a former participant, that's one of the most physical football games that you will see. If you like hard-nosed, grinded-out football, this is where you're going to want to be in 2 weeks on a Friday night. You're not going to find a better brand of real coal region football, just that hard-nosed football. You're going to see it when those two teams meet.
Maldonado, quick sweep to Weaver. And my goodness, Matt Belichick saw that coming the whole way.
Yeah, credit to Weaver to kind of duck under that and not get swallowed up by Belichick. Now Belichick holds on and still gets credit for the tackle there, but wow.
And when you see a play like that, it's easy to understand why Belichick has 8 tackles on the season in the backfield. But that's the end of the first quarter. So after 12 minutes of play, it's 28-0 here, Mount Carmel. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, we're back here at the Silver Bowl. Again, kind of an exciting first quarter, Dan.
Yeah, very much so. A lot of points, a lot of explosive plays, a lot of big hits. This is exactly what you want to see on a Friday night.
You know, we talked about the weather a little bit. Like you said, it's a little cooler, high 50s now. And the only reason I mentioned that is if you think back, it wasn't that long ago, Dan. So last Last week kickoff was almost 70.
Yeah.
Right, when we're at Danville. And again, and a couple weeks ago up in Montoursville, it was high 70s. So just Pennsylvania weather for you, right? When it turns, it turns.
Yeah.
Corman will be punting again for the Wildcats to start the second quarter. Good punt in Lukuski's direction. He's going to pick it up on a hop now. Here he comes. He's going to retreat for a second. Now flags all over the place. So try as Lukuski might here. This is all going to come back. He gets a good block from Clokus. Another good one from Belichick. And then there's a horse collar. So a lot for the officials to sort out here.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here.
There's a hold or block in the back early, a horse collar late. Well, there's so many of those guys in the striped shirts out there, Dan. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there is.
So we'll see. Trying to find the head official. There he is. See if we can talk through.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see the white hat when he's over there near Central Mountain with the white jerseys.
So we got a block in the back against the Red Tornadoes. Personal foul, horse collar against the Wildcats. Those penalties will offset, and we'll replay fourth down.
Yep, I'll have to repunt it.
Always, offset penalties are always funny to me.
Yeah, they are definitely interesting. So now,
because it's very much a conversation of like, hey, you were a little out of line, and so were you.
Yeah.
So let's just
let's
have a do-over.
Yeah, let's just try this again.
Right.
See if we can be better this time. You know, it's.
So again, Corman will punt. Ball sitting right around the 18-yard line. Lukuski and Delaney back deep. Red Tornadoes haven't put much of a rush on these punts. They've been content to set up a return. A good punt, angled away from Lukuski. It'll bounce. And it kind of stayed in bounds.
Yeah, it did. I was surprised.
I thought that was destined for the sideline, but it checked up. It'll be 1st and 10 Mount Carmel at the 49-yard line, where Marshall and company will come out looking for their 5th scoring drive in 6 tries.
Yeah, and I mean, with the way that all ended, I mean, unfortunate for the Red Tornadoes that, they didn't get to keep that first punt return there, where Lukuski got down inside the 10-yard line.
And it would have been half the distance from there.
Yeah, right. But either way, Red Tornadoes threatening Wildcat territory to start this drive isn't bad either.
So this time it's Kimsel in the backfield with Marshalik. Third different guy who's rode sidecar tonight. Kimsel does a good job running through the initial tackler.
Yeah, nice stiff arm there from Kimsel.
He's going to be met by number 28, Jacob Nyman, right around the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Gain of 4 brings up a 2nd and 6.
Again, we talk a lot about it. Again, Marshalik is often, he throws it a lot. He's often clean at the end of the game. There's nice big holes there as well for that offensive line. They're able to provide as Marshalik's going to throw. And he's looking for Adams all the way. He's got him. And Adams can't quite pull it in. It was a little low. Went down to try to get it.
Yeah, it was a little low and inside. I'm not sure if Adams was on a post route there, or if he was just on like a deep route. But either way, a little bit looked like Adams had to kind of turn the burners on, wanted to go down and get that one, wasn't able to pull it in.
For the big red there, that offensive line, that center, is going to be 55, Logan Erb. We call him bumps. On the right side, the right guard and tackle are going to be Sheganowski and Shimko. The left side is going to be Spears and Delaney. Again, those guys are charged with keeping the quarterback upright and blowing open holes for the running backs, and they're pretty good at both. It's a first down on a Kimsel carry.
And Kimsel's got it. First down there. It's a nice job. Knowing where he had to get to. Kimsel wasn't gonna try and string that out, wasn't gonna try and get fancy there. He put his shoulder down and fought for the extra yard and a half that he needed to get that first down.
So it's Blitchick and Delaney to the right. Adams by himself to the left. Marshall to throw. He's looking, he's got Delaney. Now Delaney can scoot. Good defense there. Nice strong tackle made by number 23, Heverly, as I thought Delaney was going to squeeze through
Yeah.
there, Dan, and I thought he was going to be in a foot race to the corner.
Jim, Delaney's got such soft hands, too. A lot of those balls that you see thrown over the middle, they get to your body. Delaney never allows the ball to get to his body. He reels that one in. It's all hands and does it's like sticking the glue. He sticks it and tucks it right away. It's very well done. We'll get a better look at it again here.
Again, we talk about how clean the pocket is for Marshalluk.
Sticks it and tucks it.
Like Dan said. Now here we go. Marshalluk for Adams. Incomplete.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was designed to go to Adams or if it was just Marshalluk wanting to try to get Adams involved there because Belichick was open down the seam. Looked like he had gotten free and was underneath the deep defender.
Yeah, Adams and Belichick are clear number 2 and 3 targets for Marshalluk this season, although it doesn't necessarily matter what order you put them in.
Yeah.
Adams has a few more yards receiving than Belichick does, but Belichick has a couple more receptions. And this time it's Lukuski who's going to be flung down on a nice play by Brungard.
Yeah, really nice job there by Brungard, kind of squeezing down, defeating a blocker there and getting in there. Red Tornadoes are up on the line quick.
Lukuski in. The Red Tornadoes were up quick. 18 yards for Andrew Lukuski. And the Red Tornadoes are up 34-0 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the Red Tornadoes do a really good job. They come up to the line quickly, they get reset, and they just run the same play that they ran the last time. Said, if it didn't work for us this time, hey, now we know what we have to do. That guy needs to get blocked. That guy gets blocked, and Lukuski runs for a touchdown.
Snaps a little bit high. Adams yanks down, gets a good hold, and Shoppy does the rest. So with 9:27 remaining in the second quarter, it's 35-0. Mount Carmel. Don't forget, girls soccer takes the field tomorrow night on PCN. You can watch Shikellamy challenge Central Columbia on PCN or stream the game with PCN Select tomorrow night at 7.
There you go.
Speaking of Central Columbia, who are they playing tonight, Dan? They are at Mifflinburg.
At Mifflinburg.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot there
No,
about
no,
the
no,
score.
you're good.
I was kind of trying to remember myself. I knew there was an interesting game they had going on.
Well, the good thing I checked here is Shamokin has extended their lead to 17-3 against Lewisburg.
Again, Shoppy will kick. The Red Tornadoes. It's Heverly and McDermott back deep. And we talked about it before. It's senior night here at the Silver Bowl. Still senior night for everybody but the band.
Yeah.
Tonight was football, cheerleading, and TV studio. Again, we talked about Lucas Lubinsky. And his role tonight, he was a senior member of the TV studio. So, Lucas, thanks again for all you've done during your time here. Shoppy's kick will be Heverly at the 10. The 9. They're going to set up a reverse, and Lukuski was waiting for it. He did a great job of staying home.
Yeah,
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 24.
Yeah, that's Lukuski and Clokus end up finishing up that tackle. But you're right, Jim. Lukuski does a good job, not fooled on the reverse there. We do have a Red Tornado down, and I think it is Lukuski.
Take this opportunity again to thank tonight's sponsor, Nestico Brothers Contracting, out of Coltmont here. Local brothers. Again, we appreciate the support here tonight as well as within the community. I also want to provide another quick reminder that on Thursday nights at 6:30, Supper Club is happening over at Matucci's here in Mount Carmel. The doors are going to open at 5:45, but you want to get there as early as you can because it will get crowded, and it has been crowded. They had a full house last night. It's been a great opportunity to listen to current members of the football team, the band, the cheerleaders, the TV studio, as well as kind of some pretty impressive MCA alum, special guests. Again, we had Bobby Zavarik a couple weeks back, Mike Menapace,
Yep.
Bob Mueller last week, and this coming week, 6 nights from now, will be Paul Szymanski. He's a 1980 grad at Mount Carmel, got a full ride scholarship for football at the University of Virginia. As we said, he was also a heck of a basketball player here at Mount Carmel. 1,000 points and rebounds.
Just an athlete.
And Maldonado's going to throw, and it's a good ball to Heverly. It'll be a first down for the Wildcats. Belichick on the coverage and stop. Matt Belichick was on the pressure. I thought he got a hand on it for a second.
I thought so too, but I think it went right through the uprights there. He got him up there.
Well, we'll see if the Wildcats can build on a little bit of momentum here offensively. Again, that Red Tornado defense looks about the same as it has before. You'll see some rotational changes, but we've got Adams and Morganti in the corners. Kimzel and number 1, Chase Belichick, round out the back end of that defense. Maldonado to throw again. Under pressure, he's got to step up, and he's got nowhere to go. It all depends on who's going to get the credit for that sack. Good luck, Jose sorting that one out. It was Cricky, Delaney, Bailey, Shimko. A little bit, I don't know, did I miss anybody, Dan?
No, I think the first two there were Bailey and Shimko. I think he kind of got flushed. Maldonado got flushed to Bailey as Bailey was on like a contained blitz. He was just making sure he didn't lose sight of him. I think they were the first two to get their hands on him, though, Bailey and Shimko. So that's going to be, they might have to split that sack into fourths.
Maldonado. It's to Weaver. And Al Bailey
strong.
is going to show some of the strongest hands you're going to see as he grabs Weaver's jersey and just doesn't let go.
Yeah.
I think Weaver was 3 yards downfield from where Bailey started grabbing his jersey.
Yeah, you're right. He was definitely past Bailey.
Right.
And Bailey got a hand on him and just yanked him backwards. And while Bailey was getting blocked at the time, too, it just did a great job. Didn't let go.
So that'll be 3rd and 12. Ball at the 30, right around the 35-yard line. Again, Red Tornadoes lead 35-0. 7:25 and counting left in the first half. Maldonado to throw. And it's underthrown. And it's incomplete. Maldonado took a shot. Couldn't get everything he wanted on that ball. Good coverage by Belichick and Adams. The pressure was from Matt Belichick.
Yeah.
Number 2, and the Wildcats will punt.
Yeah, really nice job there by Belichick on the pressure. Just, came free off the edge and got right in Maldonado's kitchen and then put a hit on him. And really great job in the defensive backfield and coverage, not allowing the Central Mountain, the Wildcat receivers to come back to the football.
Delaney's going to take the kick on a hop. He gets the sideline. Now he cuts across. He's still on his feet. Delaney. Now it's a foot race. Can anybody catch him? I don't. He gets a great block from Adams at the end. And it's a touchdown. Jalen Delaney on the punt return touchdown. My goodness, Dan. I didn't think he had any room to go.
No, Jim, the vision to bring that across the field. He beat the first 2 guys to the sideline and then had to cut through that little crease. And you got you have Wildcat defenders trailing. There's guys out in front. And it looked like, it really, really looked like they had the angle on him there, Jim. And he just outran it. And a great block to finish it off down there at the goal line there by Adams, which kind of helped him defeat the angle.
And if you're somewhere you can rewind that and take a look, and Shoppy's kick is up, and it's 42 here at the Silver Bowl. 42, number 42 makes it 42 here at the Silver Bowl. But if you're able to go and watch that replay at all, there's 2 blocks because there's the Adams block right at the end. Look at this. He picks it up around the 38. This is phenomenal to have this replay.
The vision.
See all the work from Delaney. Right, he's picking up blocks left and right. Now watch this. I think it's Clokus. Clokus is going to take on Corman right here. Boom.
Yeah.
And Delaney's going to get around the edge, and again, he gets the block from Adams. That's just enough to help him hit the pylon there. So, again, there's something about the way the Red Tornadoes set up these returns that you said it, it's on the returner to kind of get something started, and then there's just red jerseys everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. At 48, that was Brungard. Brungard had a really good angle. It looked like he had the angle, and that's one thing that we've seen all year is the Red Tornado skill players outrunning the angles. But it looked like Brungard was going to get him maybe at the 1 or the 2 yard line. But just that quick little chip there by Tate Adams was enough to open that up for Delaney. So I mean, just a tiny, just a little block is enough to make it matter.
Now he said number 42 made it 42. He goes 6 of 6 for extra points on the night. And now Shoppy will be on the sideline as number 99, Josh Miller, sophomore, will get an opportunity here to kick off.
Yeah, we've seen some good kicks from Miller in pregame. Another one here, really good.
That is a line drive taken by McDermott, excuse me. He's going to get to the right. He's going to be upended.
That's Bailey.
Yeah. Did Bailey make that tackle without actually going to the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought so.
Yeah.
He used the blocker as a projectile.
Yeah, he did. Whatever it was, it worked for him. So
Yeah.
It's a nice job there by Al Bailey.
And a good kick by Miller.
Yes, really good kick by Miller.
Yeah, watch the replay here.
McDermott's.
Bailey, look at him. He just did a little shot and just roll him over. So he didn't use the blocker as a projectile. But he did make a tackle without getting dirty.
Yeah.
4 wide for the Wildcats. Maldonado's going to throw. And again, that was in danger of being intercepted by both Belichicks at different times of that ball's path, but it'll fall incomplete.
Yeah. It's a nice job of Matt Belichick's doing exactly what you can. I mean, or what you're supposed to do, coming from his outside linebacker position. If you get a free run, obviously you take off after the quarterback, but if he's getting the ball out of his hands that quickly, just try and get your hands up. Just get something in that line of sight of the quarterback and of the receiver. Doing a good job of doing that.
We talk about it a little bit. From that defensive end position, Belichick lives in the backfield.
He does.
Got 8 tackles for loss coming into tonight and 9 quarterback hurries. Now it's going to be a pitch outside to Weaver. Nowhere to go there. Again, Belichick had done a good job of keeping contained. Looks like Ricky may be Clokus on the stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. The host of Red Tornadoes. I always like that one. That means that's good when your defensive coach when your defensive coach is on the sideline and he's hearing tackled by a host of Red Tornadoes. That means that a lot of guys are getting around the football. So that's always good news.
Said those are difficult. I think those are hard for Jose, I'd have to imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, our statistician extraordinaire was enjoying his 701st straight Mount Carmel game tonight.
It's a really good catch there.
Brungard, but a good stop by Kimzel. And it'll be 4th and about 6 for the Wildcats, and Corman will come out to punt.
Just looked like there was no opportunity for Brungard to catch this ball. And he got it was high and outside, and he got his hands on it and held onto it. But
and give Maldonado credit, because he's staring down the barrel of Al Bailey coming right at him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know Belichick's coming from the other side.
Right.
So tough kid hangs in there. It's a low snap. Corman will get that out. That'll bounce out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 Mount Carmel at the 39-yard line. 5:11 left in the first half. They lead 42-0 over Central Mountain.
Yeah, we'll see here. what the Red Tornadoes, how they come out here on the offense. We haven't seen their offense in a while because of the punt return touchdown on the last drive. But we do see Luke Blessing back in the backfield, which is always always a welcome sight. Always something good to see.
And we talked about that offensive line. Again, a change there. Sheganowski comes to the side. 55 Logan Erb bumps to that right guard slot, and number 66 Gavin Demko will take over at the center position. And it's Blessing, and Blessing can't help himself there. Almost in search of contact.
Yes.
But a great run for a first down.
And again, you go all that time. He's rehabbing. He's working on healing his injury. You don't get to play. You don't get that contact, and that's something we've seen Blessing. He runs between the tackles with the best of them. He's always getting hit. So it's been a few weeks since he's been able to do that.
And there he is again. He'll get the sideline. Now he's going to stop, and again, just can't avoid the contact. He could have gone out of bounds. He stays in bounds and finishes the run. And he's going to step out here to the sideline.
Yeah, that's another really, really good run there by Blessing. Does a nice job. And another Red Tornado first down.
And every time that kid touches the ball, you're reminded of just what the Red Tornadoes are missing. As Belichick makes a phenomenal diving catch, but you're reminded of what the Red Tornadoes are missing with him on the sideline.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. So just the fact that he's able to come back in here, and even though he's not toting the rock, 25 times a game, just seeing him get the ball in his hands is a very welcome sight.
We'll reset the play clock here. Again, don't forget the PIAA Fall Championships return to PCN this November and December. Watch the state's best high school athletes go for gold in golf, cross country, soccer, field hockey, girls volleyball, and football. Go to PCNTV.com for details. Like the defense jumps.
Yeah, they move with the motion of the Red Tornadoes there.
As Marshall brought Bailey across the formation, Wildcats got a little excited.
He brought Bailey across the formation and a Wildcat across the line of scrimmage there.
Well said.
Thank you.
It's Kricky. And Kricky's going to take a shot. Maybe he's going to get sandwiched there between Favel, excuse me. And I think there was McDermott as well.
Yeah.
Now it's second and about 4 here. Give Kricky 6 on the run.
See the Red Tornadoes send Max Kricky in there. They're going to tighten things up a little bit, bring Jalen Delaney into the slot.
And also bring Marshall to the sideline. So the Red Tornadoes are going to debut their own kind of Wildcat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, excuse me, actually. It's
That's
Matt Belichick. Yep.
Yeah.
And Belichick's going to keep it himself. And Belichick's going to have a touchdown. It'll be his first of the season.
Guess you can call that a Wildcat then,
yes,
Jim, right?
sir. 15 yards out, and it's 48-0 here, Mount Carmel.
It's a real nice job there by Belichick. Just getting it, and I mean the offensive line, you can't take anything away from them, just blowing these holes open. But Belichick had a nice read, and then he saw the cutback there. He cut back across the grain a little bit and had just a nice, easy lane into the end zone.
It's a low snap, but Adams does what he does and sort it out, and Shoppy takes care of the rest. It's 49-0 here at the Silver Bowl. Now again, we talked about the nice opportunities we have, Dan, in doing these PCN games and having some folks maybe outside the area hearing a little bit about Mount Carmel football and what it's all about. And I think, again, for those of you, so Mount Carmel, we're playing out of District 4 here. It's kind of central, northeastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
From that respect. Now, Central Mountain is coming all the way from Mill Hall, which is District 6. So for those of you in maybe the state capital region might be a little more familiar with Mill Hall or the State College area, that kind of stuff. But this still, nevertheless, this is a a Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference matchup.
Yes.
Mount Carmel out of Division II, Central Mountain in Division I. So it is a conference matchup while it's not a district matchup, which is kind of an interesting concept.
Yes, it is.
But again, both of these, Mount Carmel as well, is coming out of AAA. Mount Carmel's a 3A school
Yeah. Yeah,
for
Jim,
the
you know-
first time this year.
Right.
Or I shouldn't say the first time in a while.
Yes. And Jim, you mentioned, that Mill Hall, the long drive here. You said what, 77 miles at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
77 miles. In their 5 away games, they've traveled 298.8 miles.
That's crazy.
So they are literally traveling everywhere. All their away games are, that's an average of,
It's not 60 miles.
yeah, 60 miles apiece.
McDermott from the 5, and Morgani's got him in his sights. And it'll be Miller and Clokus finishing it off. But yes, Dan, to that point, so Central Mountain is traveling an average of 60 miles per game for the away game. The Red Tornadoes, on the other hand, their longest trip of the season was the one we made 2 weeks ago up to Montoursville.
Okay.
3 weeks ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
And that was about 56 miles.
Okay.
So that's Mount Carmel's longest.
Yeah, and that's the average
Right.
for Central Mountain.
It's a little shorter than Central Mountain's average.
And next year, I mean, that will even out a little bit for the Red Tornadoes. There'll be some longer trips next year. Hughesville, Central Mountain have to make the trip down there.
And it's Weaver. Nowhere to go there. He's still on his feet. Tough runner.
And they held that whistle for a while. Gave him an opportunity there, but the Red Tornadoes did a good job not letting him go.
Well, we said, Weaver's wearing number 3 tonight. He typically wears number 8, but it's a kind of a jersey situation with an away game. And Dan, I was worried about his number 3 jersey there because I don't know if it was Bailey or Shimko or who it was out there, but one of the Red Tornadoes had pulled Weaver's jersey so far that I didn't think it had a number on the back.
No, it
I
was just
saw
a
the
white jersey, yeah. Looked like they were about to play some hockey, pull it up over the top of his head.
Maldonado's going to pitch it to Heverly.
It's a
Kind of a jet sweep.
jet touch pass.
Yeah, jet touch pass for you NCAA 25 players out there.
That's exactly what that was.
So Heverly's going to lose a few on that one. We're under 2 minutes to play in the first half. It's going to be 3rd and 15 here at the Silver Bowl. And again, we want to thank tonight's sponsor, Nestico Brothers Contracting out of Colmont. And a reminder, you're watching PCN's Game of the Week here as the Central Mountain Wildcats have traveled. Again, we mentioned the 77 miles up here to Mount Carmel to face the hometown Red Tornadoes. Maldonado to throw. He's under pressure. He floats it over the middle.
Just a little too long.
It'll be 4th down, and that's a good reminder of the old adage. When you throw the ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Very true. Very, very true. And again,
Now
we'll see a punt.
Well, it just looks like it's going to be just Morganti back deep at the moment. But again, given the way the Red Tornadoes, so the Red Tornadoes have the Delaney return, and Kimsel's going to get out there as well with them. Red Tornadoes have the Delaney return, the Morgani return, and the Cricky return that was nullified by the penalty. You have to think they're jumping at the opportunity to return the kick, but Morganti's just going to let that one roll.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st down Mount Carmel at the 42-yard line. We'll see who the Red Tornadoes send out there under center. Although I guess in this offense, you're not necessarily under center a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah. And I see Marshalik staying here on the sideline. He just gave Matt Belichick the thumbs up.
So now that that's
you got
happened,
the keys now.
Now that that's happened,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I don't know how many passes Marshalik has thrown today. I'm sure Jose will let us know when he gets there.
Yeah.
Coming into tonight, Marshalik had set a record at Mount Carmel for most consecutive passes thrown without an interception at 102.
Wow.
Beating the previous record held by Dave Shinsky, state championship quarterback.
Yeah. Boston College quarterback.
MLB draft, right? Kind of do everything.
Yeah.
He's drafted in the Major League Baseball draft again. Played football at Boston College. And Aiden Dietz takes his first carry of the night for a 1st down. But so I was hesitant to bring that up at the beginning of the game because I don't want to say it because the second I said it, something goofy would happen.
Yeah.
But now that Marshall seems to be done for the night, I feel confident that kind of whatever announcer jinx you put out there, I don't think that'll last a week.
No, I don't think so.
So again, just Mount Carmel focused on playing a clean game tonight, and from a turnover standpoint, they've done that so far. It'll be another good run from Dietz for a first down. 38 seconds and counting here. Mount Carmel will have to.
I think he's going to be just short of the first down.
I was going to say they don't have to run it again. We'll see if they do.
See,
the game clock is about 3 seconds.
Lukuski came to the sideline, and Morgani goes into the wing position, but they are going to take this to the half, Jim.
Yeah, you see the reference from the sideline. So we got about 10 seconds left here. But as we get here, the Red Tornadoes are going to go into the locker room with a 49-0 lead. And down on the sideline, we have Alyssa with Coach Dara. Alyssa.
And that'll be the final play of the
I'm here with Coach Dara. Coach, you guys have had an amazing first half, so what are your expectations for the second half of the game?
Definitely good first half. Happy to see our seniors have some success. Some of our younger guys will play in the second half, so we want to see them play well.
Alrighty, thank you. Jim and Dan, back to you.
Thanks, Alyssa, and thanks, Coach Dara, for spending a couple minutes with us there. But I think, so Dan, what do you have here? What do you make of the first 24 minutes of play?
Well, I think, just to kind of echo what Coach Dara said, you saw a lot of seniors touch the football and a lot of seniors get in the end zone. We saw Lukuski, we saw Morgani, we saw Matt Belichick, we saw Blessing. I mean, it was a really good first half on senior night here to get those guys involved and to get them an opportunity to touch the ball and to get in the end zone. So I think it was obviously by design. We saw different guys. You don't always see Morgani back returning punts. He got his opportunity and he made the most of it. And this is the Red Tornadoes just doing a really good job playing a complete game.
Yeah, and that's really clear. The offense is clicking, special teams, the defense is pitching a shutout here through 24 minutes. And again, I can't say I'm totally surprised because it did look like, with the exception maybe of some costly penalties last week.
Yeah.
I think at Danville was the most complete version of this team we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you see them go back into the base stuff, that shotgun double wing. That's the bread and butter Coach Dara offense. And you saw them do it a lot against Danville. Now, we haven't seen it a ton this year, but we saw it a lot against Danville last week, and that was kind of they controlled the clock, they moved the ball, and they put points on the board when they were in it. And that's the fact that they're able to do that and the other things now is very, very impressive.
Yeah, it's been pretty phenomenal, and I think another phenomenal thing here is the Mount Carmel Big Red Band. So we're going to go ahead and get out of the way, let you enjoy the Big Red Band here, and we'll be back after the half with stats, scores, and the second half of football. So stay tuned and enjoy.
The show will close with Earth, Wind, and Fire's hit September. This year's soloists include Hunter Horvath, percussion, Viara Ivanov, guitar. The band is led on the field by drum majors Madison Smith and Mario Wardy. Color guard captain is Fallon Jacobian. This year's staff includes Chris Steller, director, Luke Derrick, assistant director, Bernie Nestico, drum instructor, Joseph Rossi, assistant drum instructor, John Jacoby, assistant to the band director, Jennifer Melnick, color guard instructor, Linda Haas, assistant color guard instructor, Bernie Steller, Kelly Lucas, Erica Nestico, and Cameron Getty, music and marching instructors. We would like to thank Brett Getty, Matt Steller, the MCA School Board Administration, and especially the MCA band parents for their continued invaluable support. The band would like to recognize the late Paul Proximachek, legendary MCA Mountains director, who wrote the brass and woodwind arrangements for portions of our show. And now, we invite you to sit back and enjoy the 2024 edition of the Mount Carmel Area High School Big Red Band.
I'm here with Andrew Lukuski. Andrew, what's your position and number?
Wide receiver and corner, and number 12.
All right, and Andrew, I have some questions for you. Like, what is your favorite song?
My favorite song, probably "We Are the Champions" by Queen.
What's your favorite fast food?
Chipotle.
Who's your favorite professional athlete?
Probably Chris Godwin.
Do you prefer watching college or NFL football?
College.
Or the Super Bowl or the college football playoff?
Super Bowl.
What is your dream vacation?
Probably London.
All right, thanks, Andrew. I'm here with Cooper Cricky. Cooper, what is your position and number?
21, running back, safety.
Okay. All right, Cooper, we're going to ask you some questions to get to know a little bit about you. All right, what is your favorite snack?
Middlesworth barbecue chips.
Okay. What is your favorite subject in school?
Probably chemistry.
All right. What is your favorite TV show?
I'd say George Lopez. I always watched it when I was growing up.
All right. What is your favorite or your typical Dunkin' order?
Get a lemonade refresher and then wake up wraps.
All right, interesting. All right, thanks, Cooper.
All right, I'm here with Johnny Morgani. Johnny, what's your number and what position do you play?
I wear number 30 and I play outside linebacker.
So we're gonna ask you 5 questions and figure out more about John Morgani here. Johnny, what's your Pepe's order?
Coconut Italian ice.
I don't know if that's good. Do you have any pregame rituals?
Nope.
What are some things you're really bad at?
School.
Who's the best coach you ever had?
Coach Dara, obviously.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
The Minions.
It's a good movie.
Also, in the third quarter, we'll be announcing our 50-50 winner and our game ball ticket winner.
Hello and welcome back to the Silver Bowl, where after the first half, the Red Tornadoes lead the visiting Central Mountain Wildcats 49-0. We have the privilege of having our statistician extraordinaire, Jose Gonzalo, on the sidelines himself tonight. So, Jose, can you give us what you've got, sir?
Sure, real quick there, Jimmy. For the Wildcats, 21 rushes for 2 yards and 2 of 7 passing for 21. Total offense, 23 yards, 2 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 16 rushes for 127, 5 of 9 passing for 175, 302 yards, total offense, 11 first downs. It's obviously Central is struggling a little bit this year. It's a long ride. It's a tough game. I'm glad to see our guys rest up. Looks like we'll play the kids the rest of the way, and I think that's the right decision by Coach Dara.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jose. And it was also nice here on senior night to see some different guys get a chance to get in the end zone. We saw Morgani on the kick return. Lukuski had a touchdown there. It was nice seeing these seniors getting in the end zone. Oh, Belichick as well.
Yeah, Belichick as well. That's 3 of them. That's great. And guys that don't normally get in the end zone. So you're right. That was a great observation, Jimmy and Danny. And I'm proud of those guys. Good for them.
Yeah, it's great. Blessing was back. And every time that kid touches the ball, Jose, you realize what you don't have when he's not out there.
No, because it's obvious how good he is when you do see him. And I don't want to waste his rushes. He probably only has so many left for the rest of the year, and we really need to keep him for when we need him. But I'm glad to see him out there. He's worked very hard to get himself back, so I'm proud of him too.
Yeah.
All right, well, Jose, we don't want to keep you. I'm trying to see if we're getting started here. So thank you so much,
All
as
right,
always.
Guys. See you later.
All right, thanks,
Good game,
buddy.
Guys.
See you, Jose.
Bye-bye.
So, again, you see very quickly why we reference Jose as often as we do. He gives Dan and I the ability to sound like we know what's going on out there.
Yeah, he definitely does. And between the keeping us up to date on records being broken and stuff like that, all the way down to minute by minute. Like I could text Jose and say, where's Delaney at stats wise, and he can reference it and get it back to me. It's pretty awesome that he can do that.
Like you said, he's been doing that since 1966. 701 consecutive games tonight. Whew, buddy.
Long time.
So we'll see Miller here will kick off for the Red Tornadoes to start the second half. Again, as the Red Tornadoes lead 49-0, we do expect to see the running clock here in the second half. It's going to be McDermott and Heverly back deep for the Wildcats. Good kick from Miller. McDermott's going to take it at the 2.
Yeah, that's a booming kick.
Going to try to get up that right side, and he's going to run into Clokus. It's going to be, well, I was going to say Clokus didn't quite get him, and then who finished the tackle? It was actually Clokus.
Yeah.
Clokus might not have gotten him on the initial contact there, but he stuck with it and ends up dragging McDermott to the ground.
Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of changes here on the defensive side of the football. One we were talking about at the half there, the outside linebacker, DN there, number 17, Aiden Brokenshire. We'll try and call him out as we can. Got number 10, Jackson Boblik. Chance Swatsky in there on the defensive line. 14, Ezekiel Noel.
And it's a good handoff to Weaver. And Weaver's going to be dragged down by Brokenshire and 13, Logan Shooter. Not before a big run.
A couple guys we see out there. 54, Azazel Lilly. 75, that's Elijah Rempel. We see...
It's like 88, Jalen Lilly's on the far corner.
Yep, we see number 27, Keegan Brown out there. Already got 54, so we'll keep it moving from there.
Maldonado in the gun.
51, Ryan Bush.
It's going to be Weaver again, but a nice play there by 54, Lilly, to drag him to turf. And, Dan, we've talked a little bit tonight about how the cool thing about what we do every Friday night is that we get to reach people all over the country, and, especially with the PCN game this week, we get a different kind of audience.
Yes.
But I think we'd be remiss to not acknowledge Mr. Clayman and folks out there in Santa Monica tonight. So, guys, we appreciate you so much. It's always a blast. Already looking forward to the Red Tornado Open next season. And Brokenshire delivers a shot on Maldonado.
Yeah, and, you know, we talked about it, Jim, at the break there. That the last time we got to see Brokenshire in there at that outside linebacker, where he was able to kind of just pin his ears back, he could have broke a single game record, I think, for sacks had there not been a couple penalties, holding penalties, and that was the only way that they could stop him, was by holding them. So, be interested to see if they turn him loose again here.
So it's 3rd and 9 now, and it's going to be McDermott.
Bush with a nice tackle.
And Bush decides that's as far as you're going to go, sir.
Yeah. It's a really nice job there by Bush coming from that inside linebacker spot.
So now we'll see 4th and 8. See which direction the Wildcats want to go here. Maldonado will stay on the field. We've talked about it a few times this season already, and we'll continue to talk about it. The nice thing is when the Red Tornadoes get into this position, Coach Dara has no problem letting some of the younger guys get out there, and that's the lifeblood of the program. It's a sweep to Heverly, and Heverly's got a little bit of space. Is anybody going to get there? He has a 1st down and more. He's still on his feet, and Heverly's going to take it in. My goodness, from 43 yards out on a jet touch pass.
Yeah.
So it's 49-6. The Wildcats are on the board.
And that's the desired result on that play. When you're playing NCAA, you want to get the edge. You want to get that. It's an easy completion for your quarterback. You get it into the hands of one of your skill guys right away with some space and some speed already. And he gets to the edge and just beat everybody down the sideline. Nice job there by Heverly, taking that one all the way.
Carson will come kick the PAT. And his kick is up. And it's good. It'll be 49-7 here early in the 3rd quarter. So the decision to defer to the second half for the Wildcats pays off.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely right, Jim. So now we'll see the Red Tornado offense, and again we'll be trying to kind of point out some changes and stuff. You just see a lot of the Red Tornadoes down here with the coats on as it is getting a little chillier out. That starting 11, that especially those seniors, they got their first half in, they got it, and now it's time to give some of these younger guys a chance to shine.
And again, we want to thank tonight's sponsor, Nestico Brothers Contracting out of Coltmont. And also want to remind you we're watching the PCN Game of the Week, which is always a pretty cool distinction that we get to have here. So we appreciate PCN's willingness to give us this opportunity, especially for our student-run TV studio. And, we talk about it student-run. Well, who are those students? Certainly worth mentioning again. Tonight's director is Hannah Forspring. On replay, we have Alex Trefsker. Graphics is Isabella Jack Cook. Coaches tape, Dominic Paracella. Field camp, Lucas Lubinsky, our senior member, and Dexter Hine. The press box cam is Cole Kornaski. The main cam up above us is Gavin Lubeski. Sideline photos, Ava Scavery. And sideline photos and sideline reporter who you got to meet just before the half is Alyssa Trefsker. Good kick from Carson. It's going to bounce. Be taken.
That's Lily.
At about the 10 by Lily. Get out to around the 23, maybe the 24. And that's where, let's see who's going to come out here under center, Dan. I don't think it's going to be Belichick.
No, I think it might be. Looks like Brokenshire's getting ready to take the signals there.
We'll have Dietz and Brown in the backfield with him. Looks like Noel and Reno split to the right. Excuse me, Bob, look, it's 10, not 11.
Yeah. I think that's That's number 18, Landon Adams, that was out.
On the far side.
Yeah. Another one of the senior members here of the Red Tornadoes. 14 seniors on this team.
Try to see what we've got going on that offensive line, Dan.
I see number
Looks like left tackle
50.
is going to be Shiganowski.
Yeah.
Spears
Spears.
is the left guard.
Ryan Bush is the right guard.
Okay. Dietz takes the handoff and bounces to the left. He'll get out near the 30. Rempel's out there. Is Rempel the center?
Rempel is the center, and Azazel Lilly is the right tackle.
So again, it's important to recognize these young men when they get out there.
Jim, you know, I think. See
Go
what
ahead,
they
Dan,
do here
take
on
a
third down.
chance. I know what you want to do. Take a chance.
I think 58's Joshua Blessing.
Okay. That's, you know what?
I've been looking for number 3, and I think we talked about this in the Hughesville game.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Good
that
catch.
Something happened with the number 3, and I saw him go in there to that fullback spot, and I'm 90% sure that's where he was at. If I am wrong, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's Blessing.
No, I believe you're right, because as we sit here, Dan, and we talk about it, I think if I remember when they get to this point of the game, and you've taken Herb and Demko out of the game, you have Rempel, and I believe they're looking for
Blessing,
another center
who can snap.
Yep,
yes.
and it's Blessing. So you're right, Dan.
Yeah. And I was scanning the sideline to make sure I didn't see a number 3 down there.
Yep.
And I didn't. So I feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah, let that be a lesson, everybody out there. I mean, you want to find a way on the field.
Right.
Do everything they ask you to do. Kudos to Blessing for being flexible. You saw the Red Tornadoes picked up a first down there on a hard count, which they've employed a lot this season. First down run is about a gain of 4. It's going to be Dietz again, and he runs right into the waiting arms of number 78, Johnny Wheeler.
Yeah, he swallowed up. Wheeler, freshman. He's a big kid, Jim.
He's a big kid.
And seems like he's one of the ones we don't have the numbers on, but he's a big kid. We'll leave it at that.
Blessing comes to the sideline. Boblik heads back out there, so the Red Tornadoes look like they may be in a position where they let Brokenshire put it in the air.
Yeah, I think so. You see Keegan Brown down here in the slot.
He's going to keep it himself, actually. And there he goes.
It's a nice scamper there by Brokenshire.
Yeah, and it's a good job by Corman, or else I thought Brokenshire was through, and Corman kind of grabbed him from behind.
Yeah, Brokenshire's got some speed. Brokenshire's tall. He's got some length. So he runs. It looks so smooth.
And now it's going the other way. Boblik's going to do a good job of running him down. And Brokenshire will get the stop. That's a big return by McDermott.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one there for Brokenshire. It was a quick screen pass that McDermott read all the way and jumped in front of.
So that'll be on the defense here. See if they can turn the Wildcats away. So Maldonado, Weaver to his right. Trips right, a single receiver that's to the left at the run guard. But it's going to be Weaver. And he's going to make a couple red jerseys miss, and he's going to bull his way into the end zone. And at the 4:41 mark, it's going to be 49-13. And the Wildcats inch a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's a nice job there by Weaver. Kind of just feeling his way through. He took a couple bumps, couple jump cuts, and he's in for 6.
Hey, are you enjoying this game? You can get more Pennsylvania sports with PCN Select. Stream PIAA championship games, sports profiles, and more on demand now with PCN Select. Carson's second kick of the night is wide right, so it'll stay 49-13.
That's going to be his first miss of the year, Jim, too, Carson.
I think we talked about it a little bit in the first half, Dan, but again, for those of you that are hanging around, spending your Friday night with us, maybe you want to spend your Thursday night around Mount Carmel area football too.
Yeah.
If you
Why
do,
not?
you want to make your way to Supper Club. That's every Thursday night at 6:30 at Matucci's here in Mount Carmel. The doors are going to open at 5:45, and you want to get there as close to 5:45 as you can because it gets crowded. They had a packed house last night. It's been a great crowd all season, and that's not going to change anytime soon. Not when you folks like, again, you have the current football team members, the current band members, current cheerleaders, and TV studio students.
Yeah.
And special guest from, special guest MCI alumni. So again, a couple weeks ago, they had Bobby Zavaric, then it was Mike Menapace. Last week was Bob Mulo. And now this coming week, well, I say last week, last night was Bob Mulo.
Yeah.
And now this coming week, so again, 6 nights from tonight, you're going to have Paul Szymanski, a 1980 graduate of Mount Carmel area, where he played football and basketball. Played for Jazz, the legendary Jazz Diminick here at Mount Carmel. He's, from the basketball standpoint, he had 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds, so no slouch on the hardwood.
No.
I was able to parlay all that into a full ride football scholarship to the University of Virginia. So make sure you get there to listen to Paul, ask Paul some questions about what it was like playing for Jazz and anything else you want to know.
Playing for UVA.
All right, as well as the opportunity, that's going to be literally at the 16, to purchase raffle chances for the signed game-worn Travis Kelce jersey provided by Brett Veach. Lily gets the return out to about the 25.
Yeah, again, we'll see this Red Tornado offense back out here, led by number 17, Aiden Brokenshire at the helm.
Now, Brokenshire, as all quarterbacks, got to have a short memory.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see what Coach Dara dials up for Mr. Brokenshire here. Going to be a handoff to Dietz. There's a little confusion there in the backfield.
Yeah, Jim, I'm wondering, the way it looks like Brokenshire's handing that off, I'm wondering if he's considering pulling that out.
Yeah.
If that's a
true read option.
Yeah, it's a true read, and he's just trying to read the D end and thinking about pulling it out there. But Dietz is so quick. He's got to make that decision very fast.
Yep. So we're under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. It's Dietz again. They get out to about the 28-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
And now you mentioned it earlier, Jim. Now we do see number 11, Josiah Reno, out there at the wide receiver spot.
Yeah, it was just a little early.
Yeah.
That's all.
Reno, another freshman, but he's a big kid. He's 6'3", 175 pounds they have him listed at. 165, sorry. But that's like perfect wide receiver size.
Yeah, he's tall. You can tell, too.
Yeah, he's going to be a good possession receiver here for the next few years for the Red Tornadoes.
Brokenshire keeps this one himself, and he's going to get wrapped up. That's that big number 63.
That's who it was.
Don't know that we have 63.
That is who it was.
Right.
Big number 63.
So a nice play made by that young man. And the Red Tornadoes will punt. And I was going to say, who's going to punt? Because Cricky's out. It's like Shoppy's going to punt.
I'm interested to see here. We don't get an opportunity to see Shoppy punt a whole lot.
No. Special teams at this point in the game are always tricky.
Yeah. That's not a bad punt.
No. There's a false start on Mount Carmel, though.
Yeah, it's not going to count, but
No,
it wasn't a bad punt.
Cost them 5. Again, there was just
a little confusion.
Some guys weren't quite set just yet.
Yeah. A little late addition there on the offensive line, trying to get positioned.
Not sure. Is that Yerger back deep? Is that number 12? Good kick
Yes,
from Shoppy.
it is.
It gets through Yerger. Now, if the Red Tornadoes can jump on it, but Yerger does a good job of falling back on it all the way back at the 39. So a good punt by Shoppy.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to net really well for Shoppy there. The fact that Yerger didn't reel that one in. It was low, and he got a good one out, but not a whole lot of hang time. But because of the miscue there, Red Tornadoes were able to get down there and almost recover that one.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier where, you know, the Red Tornadoes, we are a Class AAA District 4 team here in Pennsylvania. So there's certain games tonight that, you know, we're interested in.
Yeah.
Certain things going on.
Absolutely.
So the team that defeated Mount Carmel last week, Danville area. Danville's largely considered the, you know, ranked number 1 or number 2 AAA team in the state. It just depends on how you look at them versus Northwestern Lehigh. As you get a big play there from Lilly. Tackling the backfield. But Danville currently leads Loyalsock 14-3.
Okay.
The other interesting game tonight is getting more interesting by the minute, Dan. As we mentioned it before, Mount Carmel's biggest rival, the Shamokin Indians, who are undefeated at the moment.
And they're also playing against
Lewisburg,
who's the number 1 team in District 4 AAA. Sorry, I
currently
stole
in
your
the
thunder.
in the fourth quarter. The Indians lead 17-12.
Wow.
And another good play in the backfield there by the Red Tornadoes. We'll have to see who gets up off the bottom of that pile. Lilly was definitely part of it.
And I think that was
Might have been Blessing
I
as
think
well.
it was Blessing.
So that's where we are from a. Oh, here we get a good replay here. Again, it's Weaver to the right. And it's actually Keegan Brown in there, too.
Started by Brown, for sure, yeah.
And then it looked like Shooter comes in to help as well. So those replays, you can't beat those.
No, you cannot.
So now it's 3rd and 13. We'll see if the Wildcats put it in the air. It's just going to be kind of a quarterback sweep. And he's not going to be able to get the corner. And it's a nice tackle made by Brokenshire.
Really nice job.
Up and takes Maldonado down in the backfield. And it looks like we're going to see a punt from the Wildcats. But so, Dan, we talked about a couple games there. We talked about Lewisburg. We talked about Lewisburg and Shamokin and Danville. The other one, again, we're talking. So Lewisburg and Danville are 1 and 2 in District 4 Class AAA.
Yes.
Number 4, a team that Mount Carmel actually holds a little bit of an advantage over, based on a head-to-head win, is Montoursville. Montoursville trails Southern Columbia 19-9
Okay.
in the fourth quarter.
It's another good game there.
Yep, and so you see there the Wildcats kind of let the clock run out there to end the third quarter. So again, we're 36 out of 48 through here, and it's 49-13 Mount Carmel. So we got those 2 games in. So again, that's kind of above Mount Carmel in the schedule, in the standings, and Montoursville just a notch below. We're also, you know, again, I mentioned before, as far as AAA across the state goes, you might be familiar with Northwestern Lehigh.
Yeah.
Again, depending on, it might honestly be a preference at that point if Northwestern Lehigh's 1 and Danville's 2 or vice versa.
Yeah.
So Northwestern Lehigh, they have Jim Thorpe tonight. And as such, they're up 55-0 in the fourth.
Okay.
So Northwestern Lehigh continues to roll. And then again, arguably maybe the 3rd best team in the state from a AAA standpoint, not including Mount Carmel because we think they're number 1.
Yes.
But everywhere else, you'll see a lot of people talk about Amani Christian Academy. They had a big game against Deer Lakes. So Amani's undefeated. Deer Lakes was 6-1. Amani's up 28-0 at the half.
Okay.
So don't expect too much to change atop the, you know, statewide AAA rankings after tonight.
Right. Right.
So we'll start the fourth quarter here again at the Silver Bowl, 49-13 Mount Carmel. Again, the Red Tornadoes got touchdowns from all across the board tonight. It started with an 87-yard touchdown pass from Gavin Marshalik to Al Bailey. And it was Luke Blessing from 2 yards out. Johnny Morganti returned a punt return somewhere in the realm of 70 yards. We have to go back and check for the official numbers. Marshalik threw a second touchdown tonight to Belichick from 26 yards out. Then you had an 18-yard touchdown run from Lukoski as Corman's punt goes out of bounds. about a 60-yard, maybe 62, 63-yard punt return from Jalen Delaney. That notched it at 42, and just before the half, the Red Tornadoes had a 15-yard scamper by the backup quarterback and do everything defensive end, Matt Belichick,
Yeah, and Jim,
to make it 49.
Jim, now that you mention it, because I don't know how I forgot about the 87-yard touchdown pass to Bailey. I think Jalen Delaney was the only one that scored a touchdown tonight that wasn't a senior for the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, interesting.
So they did a really good job spreading the ball around and allowing, again, we talked about it, different guys getting an opportunity to get some touches and get the ball in the end zone. It was nice to see Coach Dara kind of scheme things that way.
Yeah, and then in the second half, the points have really all come from the guys in white, the Wildcats tonight. There was about a 43-yard touchdown pass from Maldonado to Heverly. It was that jet touch pass. Brokenshire throws it for Adams. It falls incomplete. Brokenshire took a shot for his troubles.
Yeah.
And then there was a 10-yard touchdown rush by Weaver, and the PAT was missed, and that's how we got to 49-13 tonight.
Yeah, it's a good ball from Brokenshire. Adams had the defender draped all over and wasn't able to reel that one in.
I'm trying to see, Dan, if we got any new numbers out there or not. I think, is Swatsky out there in the fullback slot now?
Yeah, I think you are correct.
That's 44. And the handoff there to Shooter. Shooter took a shot. So bring up 3rd and about 9 now after the incompletion and the short gain. So we'll see again if Brokenshire puts the ball in the air or if he keeps it himself here. I think both are possibilities. He's going to throw, and he's looking for Adams, and it's incomplete. Good coverage over there by number 25, Mason Temple.
Yeah, really good job there by Temple driving on that football and trying to knock that one free.
Again, we talked about Shooter. Shooter took a shot. He had 5 carries a couple weeks ago against Hughesville as well, so no stranger there. And as we said before, special teams are always a little tricky this stage of these kind of games.
Yeah.
But it'll be a low snap to Shop. He's going to pick it up, and he just kind of throws it, and it's intercepted. And in a weird turn of events, that might cost the Wildcats 3 yards.
Yeah, right. But either way, I mean, it's not going to end with a good punt from Shoppy. So, and it's an extra thing to put on a stat sheet there for that young man that reeled in the interception.
Yep. So and it'll be interesting. We'll have to remember this, Dan, now. So the Shoppy being a senior, we'll have to go back at the end of the season and see, has he thrown any other passes in his career? Does he wind up throwing any other passes in his career?
And end his career 0 for 1 with a pick.
The Wildcat here for the Wildcats. And it's Corman. And Corman's going to try to finish the run against the freshman Lilly. They'll get inside the 10. Let's see where they mark it, about the 7. Yeah, they're going to put it at the 7. And Corman's a big kid. Corman's out there. He's a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore. And he's got the neck roll, which you just stay out of those guys' way.
Yeah, which I think adds about 20 pounds, the neck roll.
And Corman, he's going to hand it this time to Brungard. And now it's going to be Brungard into the end zone. And it'll be 49-19 here at the Silver Bowl with 8:20 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And again, Red Tornadoes defense there doing a pretty good job to this point. They just, Corman Corman breaks off that big run, and then again, it's just that quick. That was a jet sweep. That wasn't the jet touch pass. That was just a jet sweep, and got to give Brungard his due there. He found the crease.
Carson's kick is good. So it'll be 49-20 now. Again, the Red Tornadoes lead 49-0 at the half. And here to start, in the second half so far, it's been all Wildcats.
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes on here now. Again, Carson, we'll see who's returning kicks for the Big Red. But, you know, we've talked about it a few times tonight again. And if you're enjoying this game, you can get more Pennsylvania sports with PCN Select. You want to stream PIAA championship games, sports profiles, and more on demand now with PCN Select. Because also there's more high school football games coming your way. Don't forget, Sunday, Cumberland Valley visits Harrisburg. You can watch that on PCN or stream the game with PCN Select this Sunday at noon. It's a big weekend for football.
Yeah, it is a big weekend for football.
Tomorrow's a big day
rivalry weekend,
yep.
I think, Jim. You got, I mean, the biggest one, at least for us in our households, to be the old Red River shootout, Texas and Oklahoma. That's I believe that's at 3:30.
I think so.
So that'll be a good one for sure to keep an eye on. But I mean, you've got all the big rivalries, minus Army Navy. That's going to be at the end of the season, but.
Going to be taken by Lilly at about the 14. Good
nice
return
return
there. All the way out to the 35-yard line. Yeah, you got that. I think Penn State and USC, Stanford, Notre Dame, Cal, Pitt, Ohio State and Oregon. Not necessarily a rivalry, but still a good game nonetheless.
That's going to be a really good football game. And that Penn State USC game, that's a new Big Ten game. I mean, it's going to be that could turn into a soon-to-be rivalry if those teams stay. If USC ends up staying in the Big Ten for any extended amount of time. Penn State's been looking good this year. I'll be excited to see how they perform against USC. Same thing with Oregon and Ohio State.
And what a run by Shooter. He'll have a first down into Wildcat territory, and I think there's some changes on our Wildcat defense, Dan.
Yeah, I believe so, Jim. I think you're right, because I see number 12, Yerger, out there in the defensive backfield. He's the one that ends up making the tackle.
It's like 27, William Kellander.
See 52, Steven Sprague. He's a freshman. Try to get as many as we can here.
It's Shooter again off that right side. He's going to bounce in and out, get inside the 40.
And the Red Tornadoes get a good push up front there. I see number 67, Tanner McCall, another freshman on the defensive line there.
Yeah, we talked about Temple before. Masorti got a little bit of run early, but not on the defensive side.
Yeah.
So he's out there, I believe, for the first time tonight defensively. And it's Shooter again, and he's going to be thrown to the turf, and that's by number 63. A nice job, number 63.
Yes.
So now it's 3rd and 11. 6:30 remaining here.
And that's number 19 for the Red Tornadoes coming to the sideline.
It's
Skylar Zweizig. Zweizig, yeah. And I think that was the first time we got to see him out there.
Brokenshire is going to give it to Shooter. And there's nowhere for Shooter to go up the middle. So it's going to be number 58 on the stop, I believe. But I do not have a 58 on my roster.
Yeah, nice stop, number 58. Got a hold of Shooter and was able to just hang on. It looked like Shooter had some room.
So 4th and 8 for the Red Tornadoes. It's Shooter again. and he's just going to get stopped short. That's number 28, Jacob Nyman, who got just enough of Shooter to stop him.
Yeah.
So it'll be a turnover on downs for Mount Carmel. And Central.
Another one we saw out there for the Red Tornadoes was number 59, Jason Dillo. Just made his way back to the sideline.
Looking at the defensive backfield here for the Red Tornadoes. I think that's number 32, Eddie Dye, out there at a safety position.
Yes, it is. Back there was Shooter. I think the corners we got have Boblik on this side, which we've seen before, and I think it's still
Adams. No, it's
no,
Lilly,
it's
excuse me,
Lilly. Yeah, Jalen Lilly over on the other side.
Brokenshire and Swatsky are the DNs. Brown and Bush, the inside linebackers, and a nice play made there by Swatsky, as he's going to meet number 22, Gavin Edmonston, 2 yards deep in the backfield. Like I said,
we try and get the changes that we can on the Central Mountain side here on the offensive side of the ball. See some different guys in.
Yeah, we just got still on the Red Tornado side. It looks like additionally it's still Lilly, Blessing, and Rempel. I think we're the last 3. Maybe we didn't double check. It's a handoff up the middle. Yeah, it's going to be Edmonston again. And
yeah, well, it looked like Lilly in on that tackle, along with saw Dye coming from the defensive backfield, helping out in run support. You love seeing that.
You have to do that.
Yeah, you do.
On Coach Darr's defense, if you're a safety, you
Yes.
have to kind of get your hands dirty.
Yeah, you're not allowed to just hang out there deep in the backfield. It's we've talked about it before. Getting in that picture frame, be in that picture frame, be around the football. That's how you earn time on the field.
I mean, Maldonado's going to keep it himself.
Great job there by Brokenshire, Jim. I watched Brokenshire the whole way on that play. He came across the line. He engaged with the guy that was blocking him, and he rode him all the way to the sideline and just didn't give Maldonado anywhere to go.
Well, when you think about next season, and you think about who...
You see it here. He just rides him down, doesn't give Maldonado the inside way. Great play.
Yeah, and you think about next season, Dan. So who are the Red Tornadoes' defensive ends right now? It's Belichick and Bailey.
Yeah.
Right, 2 seniors that won't be here next season.
Right.
Brokenshire out there at 6 foot, 170 pounds. You give them another 6-7 months to put on, they're 15 or 20 pounds. My goodness.
Absolutely, Jim.
Corman's kick. And roll and be downed by number 54, Nick Luz, at the 27. And so that Red Tornado defense does a nice job of holding and getting a stop. 3:03 left here, 49-20 Mount Carmel.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Jim, just over 3 minutes to go here. Red Tornadoes looking at, 6-2 with 2 weeks to go. Got a trip to Milton next week, and then the final homestand here against the currently undefeated Shamokin Indians.
I was just looking, that game is still 17-12 in the 4th.
Okay.
Shooter again to the right side. Doesn't stop moving his feet, giving the young man some credit. Yeah, maybe at the 28, 29-yard line.
17-12 is it's a precarious position to be in if you're in the lead there, because a touchdown is going to lose you the game.
5 points is tough.
5 points is real tough. I'd rather it be a full 6 or 7.
Right.
But it's also, it looked like Lewisburg kicked at least 2 field goals there in the first half. So,
and Brokenshire's pass is intercepted. It was tipped. Number 52 on the interception. He snags it after the tip drill. It's going to be Steven Sprague.
I think Brokenshire is the one that makes the tackle there, too.
Listen, Brokenshire is showing you everything you want to see.
Yeah.
Because watch this. So the ball, here's the throw, right? It gets up, it gets tipped. That's an unfortunate thing. Nice play by Sprague. Watch Brokenshire come. He's not trying to do anything but put a stick on him.
Yeah, that's it.
Brokenshire said, listen.
And then he tried to take the ball back from him, too.
Listen, I'm not convinced that there's not a part of Brokenshire that got just a little bit excited
when
he saw that the Wildcats had the football.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I know how to solve this problem.
Yeah.
So, but again, we talked a little bit about, next week, or excuse me, on Sunday, Cumberland Valley visiting Harrisburg, but also girls soccer takes the field tomorrow night on PCN. You can watch Shikellamy challenge Central Columbia on PCN or stream the game with PCN Select tomorrow night at 7 as Masorti tries to get the edge. I think that's Shooter on the stop.
Yeah. That late addition there for the Wildcats on the offensive line is number 56, Devin Rhodes. Devin Rhodes is 6'1", 325-pound senior. They have him listed solely as a nose guard. So seeing him go in there on the offensive line there it's kind of interesting. I like to keep an eye on him.
That's like saying, hey, kid, what do you do? And he says, I cause problems, coach. That's what nose guards do. They just cause problems.
Yeah.
Maldonado is going to be hit by Lilly. Tries to keep it himself. Now Swatsky's going to get involved there too, but Lilly met him in the backfield. And we're under a minute to play here at the Silver Bowl. You also have to remember that the PIAA Fall Championships return to PCN this November and December. Watch the state's best high school athletes go for gold in golf, cross country, soccer, field hockey, girls volleyball, and football. Go to PCNTV.com for details. And again, speaking of cross country, just one more thank you and good luck to the Mount Carmel cross country team tomorrow morning at Leagues. Maldonado, a little trouble handing the football off to Edmonston there, but he stays on his feet. He'll pick up the first down, which will momentarily stop the clock.
Yeah, I think that ball hit the turf, Jim.
Yeah, they had trouble with
sorry, not the turf, the beautiful natural grass here. I think the Wildcats are going to take this one to the end.
So that's going to do it here at the Silver Bowl. Clock strikes 0, and the Red Tornadoes are going to move to 6-2 on the season, courtesy of this 49-20 victory over the visiting Central Mountain Wildcats.
Yes, and it's just another really, really good game. We talked about it, just an all-around good first half there. Got to see everything on display there from the Red Tornadoes, offensively and defensively. And then the second half, you get to see a little bit of the future for the Red Tornadoes and for the Wildcats. They just did a really great job. I think Coach Dara goes back and looks at this film and says, we're going to watch this once because there's not a whole lot that we can complain about, and we're going to move on to next week.
Yeah, I think, again, and, Dan, you called it out early, and Jose referenced it as well. It was really important, I think, on senior night here, the way Coach Dara handled a lot of his players, the way he handled his play calling, to kind of make sure everybody got a chance to shine here on a big night at the Silver Bowl. And they all are. Every Friday night's a blast here. And that's why, again, for those of you sticking with us from the PCN broadcast, whatever you can do, please, by all means, find your way to the Silver Bowl here on Friday night. I'd recommend in 2 weeks. It's going to be a great one. I'm not sure what the final of that Shamokin game is going to be. But, again, there's a very real possibility that there's an undefeated Indian team coming to town.
Yeah.
So, I think from a stat standpoint, again, I don't know that we'll get from Jose. And so that Indian team did take another step towards being undefeated as they will defeat Lewisburg, which is good news for the Red Tornadoes in terms of AAA standings. A one-loss Lewisburg team might drop. And we do have stats already, Dan, so go ahead and give the people what you got.
Yeah, so the way things end up here, Central Mountain, the Wildcats, 38 rushes for 142 yards, 2 of 8 passing for 21 yards, 7 first downs. The Red Tornadoes rushing 31 carries for 188 yards, 5 of 13 passing for 175, 14 first downs. So, again, all around good numbers there for the Red Tornadoes. And, I mean, the second half there for Central Mountain, they went from, I believe it was
negative 2 yards rushing.
2. I think it was 2. 2 yards rushing, right, to 142. So 140 rushing yards in the second half there.
Yeah, good second half for the Wildcats. And, they'll finally, their season worth of road trips will come to an end. Their final 2 games are going to be at home. Next week they'll have Troy. For the Red Tornadoes, we will be on the road at Milton. So for those of you that were with us tonight, again, we want to thank you. We want to thank the folks at PCN. We want to thank Nestico Brothers Contracting for their support tonight. If you enjoyed the broadcast, you head over to redtornadofootball.com. You can find us every Friday night. Again, we will be at Milton next week. So if you want to check that out, but remember to check all your PCN Game of the Week for all your fall sports as well. So, Dan, I think it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm Jim Lesko.
And I'm Dan Lesko.
For Jose Gonzalo, this has been a WKMC TV broadcast where the Red Tornadoes defeated the visiting Central Mountain Wildcats 49-20. I hope you all had a great night. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And this is, again, a WKMC TV broadcast, a student-run TV studio here at the Mount Carmel Area School District. Thank you for your support. Stay safe, and good night.